Yo, 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 what is good, YouTube? It's been a very, very long time. I know I haven't posted anything about business or Shopify or honestly anything for a very long time. And there's been a reason. I've just been working on my own businesses um, and also honestly working with a lot of people like Vijay, a lot of high quality people. And it's just been a while. And I think I'm going to be back on YouTube. I might be posting a lot of videos like this more often because these are pretty fun. And I hope you guys like the video that is coming out because Vijay has a very amazing story. And I think a lot of you guys can relate his position to yours because a few months back, or honestly like a half a year back, he was starting from zero. And that's probably where you guys were at or are at right now. And he'll be showing you what he did to go from zero to, I believe he's around, I'm gonna unmute you real quick. You're at like what, 300,000 now? Like how much in revenue?
Yeah, yeah, close to
Yeah, so yeah, I think you just passed like quarter mil mark a while back. But I'll intro you in. This is VJ, guys, and VJ, just tell us in like one or two sentences, um, how did you get started?
yeah. All right, hey, what's going on, guys? So to tell you guys a little bit about myself, so I grew up in a very entrepreneurial family. My dad was a businessman, so since I was extremely young, I always knew I wanted to have my own business. So I was originally from India, and I moved to the States about 2 years ago, or no, about 7 years ago for my undergrad, and I did my undergrad, and then I graduated, and right about that time, my family businesses had some problems, so we didn't have enough cash. So my dreams about starting my own business, I had to put that on hold, and I basically started a full-time job. So when I did start a full-time job, every day of my job, I just knew that it was not for me. It was a well-paying job. I mean, I have a technical degree, and it was a pretty good paying job, but I didn't know, man. It was just like I was working for somebody else's dream.
Yeah, you seem like you're pretty motivated when you're getting started. And a lot of people that are watching are probably either, I mean, a lot of people are in school, but a lot of people are also 9 to 5s. It's something that they hate. And school and jobs probably are correlated. They're things that you don't really want to be doing or part of the system that you thought that you should be or you have to be in. Um, but yeah, that's something that a lot of people can relate with. So that's good. Yeah, so it's pretty cool that VJ has a lot of things to relate with you guys, or basically the most important part, which is the fact that he wants to get out of the situation. So I mean, what is your current results right now? You're doing how much a month, how much a week, how much are you doing?
So in the last 20 days, I made about quarter million with about 50 to 60% profit margins.
50 to
Uh,
60. That's crazy. So what are you doing? Like low ticket, high ticket? What are you working with?
I just do high ticket products because I personally like I'm pretty good with Facebook advertising and the backend systems. So like I'm pretty confident that I can create a trustworthy store and I can sell high ticket products. And I personally believe that's where all the margins are. So
It's so true. I mean, most of the products that I do personally sell right now are at least mid ticket, like $50 all the way up to. I think the most expensive product I'm selling is like 350. What is the price point for yours? Like 200 or 100?
it's more so my most expensive product for me is like 125, but the
Okay,
product I sell, I almost get more than one or almost every other order of mine has more than one item.
that's amazing. You're just like
So my
increasing the order values through. What are
yeah,
you quantity breaks? Are you using upsell apps?
so
Both.
I actually don't use quantity breaks at all because I know for a fact that the product that I'm selling, like a lot of people will buy just more than one.
Yeah,
It's a necessity. I know that. I do have a few upsells to increase my average order value. So upsells definitely. I work heavily on upsells and like email marketing and stuff like that. But yeah, man. I mean, I just focus on problem solving products that people are passionate about, and they're ready to spend the extra bucks
yeah.
to.
Real quick, guys, the people that don't know what upsell is, I have some new people. It's basically you're selling this water bottle right now, and you have this water bottle case. So the water bottle case is the upsell. So you're selling an additional product. Why? Because you're just going to make more money selling more. Because the more products you sell, the more profits you hopefully make. Um, that's crazy. So you're like doing around 250 to 300,000. You said $250,000 in 20 days, right? So that's like around 300,000 a month?
So the thing is, like, I was on track to do more, but I had to scale down because my supplier could not keep up, and just
Yeah,
the daily
it's
were
something
just
that all of us go through. So I'm gonna
yeah.
have Vijay probably send me a screenshot later or something, so we can verify that's true. Uh, but it's pretty crazy, and you'll probably see that the revenue amount with the order amount will lead to a high average order value. Um, yeah, because definitely mid ticket to like high ticket is definitely the way to go in 2019. I've had other people, other partners, other students that I've been working with, and that's that's like really the best way to have margins because you're getting what purchases for $10 to $20, and if you have a margin of 50, 40, you're collecting that difference. But I don't want to go too technical in this video. I just want to use this video as kind of like a inspiration or for someone, for a lot of my followers to kind of look up to, because a lot of people look, I like to have someone to kind of look up to, and it's good to have stories of people going from nothing to something because I see that happening all the time. Um, but if you guys have any questions, by the way, just leave them in the comment section, and we'll try our best to go through them because I want to know your thoughts because I want to be delivering content that you guys want to be seeing and actual content that helps you guys out. But anyways, let's just go back into the interview. So when did you get started work? When did you start working with me?
It was late last year. So actually, this is very interesting. So I basically, after a couple of years in my job, or not like 1.5 years in my job, I was ready to get started, and then all of a sudden, I lost my dad. He passed away. So
I'm
I
sorry.
had to
He just passed like last year.
yeah, yes.
That's
So
rough.
it was pretty rough. So like it was out of the blue, and like whatever money I saved up, for whatever reasons I had to spend all of that, and I was back at zero again. And then I actually applied, or I found you on Instagram, and sent you an application right before this happened. And then like all of this happened, whatever. I was dealing with it, and right about when I was ready to give up, I actually got your email saying, "Hey, you know what? I saw your application. Are you still interested?"
Yeah,
And I was actually not gonna do it,
yeah.
but my girlfriend, she was like, "No, like this is what you're built for. You have to do it." She motivated me, and that's when I got back to you, and then that's how we got on a call. So it was like late last year.
That's crazy. Yeah, I started the application thing. So what he's referring to is actually what's on my Instagram. I'll be linking my Instagram and also his Instagram if you guys ever want to DM both of us. But I have like an application there, basically getting to know the person, and I want you guys to prove yourselves why you should be working with me. And yeah, and I'm pretty slow on replying back to most of the applications, but I usually get back to them anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks because it does take me time to actually look through these people because there's a lot of very poor applications. But I'm very glad that I met Vijay as well because he was definitely one of my favorite students. I like students that are very open-minded, don't have a big ego. I mean, you can already tell this guy's a humble guy. He made 125,000 of profit. Oh, by the way, that's his profit margin. You're doing like 50% profit margin.
Yeah,
And the first thing that he did was not to buy like a Rolex or anything. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that he's a pretty humble guy, and I like that. And I just realized that I'm in San Francisco, by the way, guys. And for most of the time, like 40% of the time, I'm living there and then traveling the rest. And he's like in San Jose. So we're around like 30 minutes away, 30, 40 minutes away.
yep.
So we're actually gonna meet up and have our first official date um, in person in like what 5 days. But it's crazy how small the world is. But I travel a lot, so I might meet some of you guys that are watching. Um, but anyways, that's crazy. So you started like November and December, right?
December. Yeah, like I started in December. That's about when I was like, okay, let's get started.
Hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. It's been like almost half a year. Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's crazy to think that we're like almost halfway through 2019 right now.
yeah. It's been. I think it's been like 4 to 5 months, but yeah, it was pretty late in December.
Okay, so like when did you start realizing that oh shit, my product is working. Oh shit, the things that I've been working the last few months on is actually working right
So for me, I think I've been very fortunate. Every product that so when I first started, I did not have any mentors or I did not even sign up for any courses. I basically was just watching YouTube videos, and every product that I tested, I actually got a sale. So I knew that I was onto something, but I just needed that extra guidance because I was so new to all of this. This is not my background.
What was
So
like the most useful thing that I was able to provide for you? A lot of people like me, when I give them mentorship, because they have someone to kind of model, whether it's my ad copies, the way I market, because I've been advertising since, by the way, guys, since 2016. So 2019 is my fourth year into this business. And I've been trying a lot of different things. I wasted thousands there, tens of thousands there. But what would you say is like one of the most useful things that
I
you kind of got?
Yeah, I think you've definitely helped a lot in terms of coming up with strategies as to like how to run the backend systems. And Ronald especially was very helpful in terms of like he helped me find my winning product and also like gave me all the strategies that we discussed about. He really helped me implement that. So like
Yeah,
I think
some watchers might be a little confused right now. So a lot of people that work with me, I give them access to a lot of my resources, whether it's suppliers that I used before, people in my team like Ronald, which has been working with Vijay for quite a while, and me and Ronald were pretty strict mentors. So I think that he really liked that accountability factor thing, and also to kind of have someone to model because we were showing uh, Vijay like our stores, some of the things that we do specifically, and we also offer like directly our graphic designers, video editors, and everything. Um, but that's great. I'm glad we're able to provide a lot of value to you because you're definitely one of the few. You know, like you're definitely one of the top students. Um, and maybe you will be the top student because like how you've been going, you've just been going like up like this.
yeah, yeah.
Like technically, I mean, the last 20 days, quarter mil. Um, I have to double check back, like who's been the fastest success student and who's been the most successful student. Um, and you might be the next seven-figure student because I have a few right now. Yeah, I think I have like five or six. But anyways, um, okay. So my next question for you, I'm just like writing down a lot of quality questions to make sure that this interview is effective. Um, so when you were starting, like I guess last year or 6 months ago, what would you kind of tell yourself? What would be the best advice you would tell yourself um, if you had the chance?
So I always wanted to be in like I've seen a lot of hardships as I was growing up, and
Yeah.
I was already like 22. I mean, I was not too I was still pretty young. I was like 22 when I first started with you. I'm 23 now. So like I was thinking about how my life would be if I was just working for somebody else's dream. And I was a pretty ambitious guy. Sure, getting rich and having that financial freedom was always a thing for me, but most importantly, I wanted to live on my own terms. I
Yeah.
wanted to work for my dream, and I think that was like the biggest push for me since day one. And obviously, having the extra money, extra cash, and having the financial freedom add on to it. But it was always being able to work on my own terms and have my own rules. That was
Yeah.
being my own boss. That was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, what I've noticed with a lot of people going from zero to something, or I just study a lot of successful people because I want to model them, and there's definitely so many more people that are more successful than us, and I just love the fact that that's true, and that we're able to look at people to kind of model. Um, my point off of that was I see a lot of people that go from zero to something because they're motivated by something. Do you feel like everybody that's starting from scratch needs some type of like hard motivation? Um, like someone dies, or maybe your family has just like huge expectations, or maybe you're just really hard on yourself, but in a good way. Like, what do you
Yeah,
feel like is something that's like needed? Because I know that every successful person has some deep desire of success and this huge flame of fire. Because when I was getting started, I knew for a fact that I had to be successful. I didn't know how long it would take. I was in it for the long game. But
Yeah.
what do you feel like everybody needs to be
I think you brought
successful?
up a great point. So for me personally, like when I was growing up, I grew up with a lot of luxuries, I guess, and then some bad things happened. So when I first started working my job, I started from negative. Like I had to take loan from a couple of friends to
Yeah,
even afford it, right? And I was living in a 400 square feet apartment in a ghetto area in LA.
yeah,
Like I've seen a better life before that, and now I'm here, and I've seen my parents struggling for me.
yeah.
Like I'm an international student, so it was through the roofs.
I
I had
understand.
to pay figures for my
Yeah.
college,
So do you
and
feel
then
like that little fire in the butt or that kick in the butt just makes you like, just gives you advantage? Because I know people that are kind of based off of deadlines or something that's like intrinsically or externally,
yeah.
like these factors could really just motivate you because if you don't have these things, um, then you're just kind of like you're just passive because there's way too many passive people out there, and I feel like that's the reason why people stay the same and or just way harder for these people to perform at a high frequency.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. I mean, it was definitely a biggest factor for me because I've seen a better place and I wanted to be in that better place. And
Mm,
on top of that, I've seen how hard my parents worked for me, and especially with the passing of my dad, that was extremely hard. Like we were not even expecting it. All of this happened just over 2 days, and I
yeah,
was here in the U.S. I literally took a flight, went back home, and I landed, rushed to the hospital, and he passed away. So it was pretty hard. I think that was the biggest motivation for me. I had a lot of sleepless nights, but I just knew that I'm just meant to do more than a 9 to 5 job in this life, and
mm,
I think that was like the biggest push factor for me. And definitely, I mean, dude, I don't know, man. Everything fell into place. Like you reaching out to me in the right time. I actually wanted to ask you. I mean, it was like 2 months since I applied. What made you reach out to me, or like how it was pretty magical. Just
yeah,
right away.
yeah. I can definitely answer that because a lot of people ask me that in the DMs. They're like, "What are your requirements?" Or, and I want to give a answer to that now because I don't want to waste anybody's time filling out the application. I mean, requirements is just that I want to see that you're at least able to at least have like four figures or multi four figures in the bank, so you have money to actually invest into the business. You don't need like a million gazillion dollars um, to get into drop shipping. But a lot of my followers have been able to have the opportunity to talk to me. You know what I did before was I used to just call up a lot of my followers because I wanted to get to know you guys. I wanted to get to know why do you follow me? What can I do better for you guys to get more value out of me? And most people follow me because I'm a little bit more low key, I guess. I never dropped a public course. I'm not like I made seven figures. Would you guys like to buy my course and be like the next Ty Lopez, right? I just thought that that was a little bit too scummy. And I wanted to ensure results when I'm working with people. And the only way for me to do that is to be actually giving a part of my time. And in this case, it would be mentorship. And for most of the cases, I work with people on a daily basis or every other day or every 2 days. Sometimes we just talk once a week. And that's perfectly fine because you know already what to do. Um, but yeah, your application was pretty good, man. I don't remember exactly what was on it, but maybe I'll look back on it and I'll tell you that's exactly why. But I
Yeah,
like to give people opportunities, and sometimes I just get on a phone call with someone. You might not be
yeah,
my student, you might have wasted my time, but I might have just enjoyed it just to talk to you. But
yeah,
I try to filter out the people that will actually waste my time. But yeah, I mean, most people that are watching this right now, you don't have to apply for the application. Um, but if you have the time, I would do it anyways because you might just get on a casual call with me. I respond back to everybody's application, by the way, just because I know that it takes quite a bit of work to go through the application. Um, but yeah, I just like to give opportunities sometimes. And
yeah. It was good. Yeah, going back to that, it was just magical. Like everything fell in place. Yeah, and then when we started working, like you mentioned, like Ronald showed me his store and stuff. So it was good.
yeah,
Like
we like legit showed you like one of the stores. That was the store that got him to seven figures. and
Yeah.
they still selling that because we white labeled and branded. And right now, Vijay is getting to the point where he's able to white label and stuff. But depending on the suppliers and whatnot, but we'll figure out a better system, and maybe be able to even get higher, like 60 or 65% margins because of the potential of your product. But we'll talk about that later. You don't really care about that. Um, but yeah, I mean, the application thing too is like I don't accept many people as well. I usually keep it maybe around 3 to 5 people a month. Otherwise, I can't provide that level of quality I gave you. But yeah, anyways, enough about the application thing. But yeah, dude, it's crazy. I mean, sometimes a lot of relationships just build off of social media, and in my case, a lot of off of like applications. I know a lot of people just because they fill out the application sometimes. I'm like, holy shit, you have like a big agency, and we could actually work together. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, feel free, guys. If you guys ever have any questions, just DM me. I don't look at it all the time, but I can see if it's like going to be worth my time. So try not to waste my time. Don't be like, Richard, can you teach me for free? Or, like if you're in my position, what type of messages would you answer? If you can crack that, you can get my attention, right? But anyways, Jim, did you have anything more to say, or I'll just keep asking some questions?
Yeah, keep going, man. We'll just keep this casual.
Okay. Yeah, we don't even have to go off of this. I mean, I just had like, yeah, I just wrote down like 4 questions because I knew that this was going to be pretty casual. But yeah, I guess the last one off of the things I wrote down is, what is the biggest lesson that we already went over this question kind of slightly, but what is one, if there's more, feel free to say more. What is the biggest lesson you kind of learned off of going from zero to something? And if there's anything like valuable you think you should tell other people, you can mention as well. But like, what is the biggest? Yeah, what's the biggest lesson you learned?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing so I actually do have like a couple of people that I'm mentoring right now, but I keep telling them too, when you see these results in social media, too, they don't come overnight. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of persistence behind all of that. Like the numbers, the
It
six
took you
figures.
like what, 4 or 5 months to get to where you are, and
Yeah,
that's
so
pretty
like sure,
fast
I did.
on an
Yeah,
average
I did.
scale. I mean, most people want to hit what you're hitting in 4 or 5 months. Um, but yeah, yeah, keep going. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that's fine. So I was saying, like, I hit six figures in the last 20 days, but dude, I was preparing for this for 4 months, right? So you just have to keep going at it, and don't set unrealistic deadlines for yourselves. Sometimes people overestimate what they can do in a short term and underestimate what can be done in the long term, right? So I think that was the biggest lesson that I've learned, because the first few goals that I set for myself, I failed all of those because it was just too aggressive, I guess, and I just didn't know enough about this industry. And it was I built, like, I had 3 or 4 stores that failed before my fifth store actually took off.
Oh,
So
fifth store. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, for me it was like around 3 or 4, maybe even 5. But yeah, most people go through a few stores, or at least a
I,
few products.
yeah. So I didn't test that many. I probably tested till now, since I started till now. I probably tested like between 10 to 15 products overall, including my winners.
Okay.
I didn't test as many products, but yeah, I mean, I've been preparing for this, and I think the beginning, when I set all the short-term goals that I had, I did not meet any of them, and then I set some long-term goals after working with you guys, like you and
Okay.
Ronald. For those ones, I met all of them like way ahead of time.
That's crazy. So like, what is one of the goals that you felt like was a great goal for you to set for yourself?
So I mean, I'll be open with you guys, your family. So I make 6 figures with my job. So my job is pretty well paying. I make like 100K, 120K, and
That's
I
great.
basically told myself, in 1 year though. So I told myself, the minute my business starts making more than my job in a year in profit, I'm gonna quit. And I wanted to quit my job by the end of this year, by the end of 2019. But then I started making that
You
with my
smashed
first
it,
one.
dude. You
Yeah,
smashed it. And I think that's a great goal because I don't think that everybody should just drop your freaking life and go deep
yeah,
into business, whether it's an agency, drop shipping. And it doesn't even have to be drop shipping. There's so many different types of e-commerce. But I think that's a great goal. Yeah, that was a great
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the goal I had. And with my first product, so before this store, with the winner before this, I made 100K in like 3 months. So I knew that okay, you know what, I can do this full time. So that's when I was like, okay, started transitioning, and then I've been preparing for this one, and this April has just been insane. Like it just blew up. So
Would you
you
say
know,
one
like
of the most important things in e-commerce, dropshipping, whatever, or preparing for a product would be like focusing on quality? Because I see a lot of people just testing. Okay, so what I've seen on YouTube is if you test 15 products, one of them will be okay. But it's more of like focusing on quality because a lot of the products that I test very, very few products. But before
yeah,
I test the product, I look very deep into it. And I'm sure both of us do quite intensive product research or industry research, and sometimes just niche and products that are related to it. And you can build a good understanding around the product before going into it. So you know that okay, if I test this product, it's a pretty high percentage chance. Um, yeah, you basically do that, right? Because I know you're pretty careful every single time you.
yeah, yeah. So this is only so I have two stores right now active. This is only my second store, and the product that I'm scaling right now, you can't find it on AliExpress. The like my agents get it manufactured specifically for me. You'll find variants of this on AliExpress, but you cannot find this product
I'm so
on.
glad you learned that, man. And
Yeah,
one of the biggest things I tell people is just like build relationships with your supplier. As simple
yeah,
as that tip is, you know, building a network is invaluable because most of the products that I test are specifically engineered. I'm more of in the beauty niche. So the suppliers I work with, they sell a lot. Like their warehouses are quite big. And I'm going to be going to China next month to check them out. And I'll maybe vlog. I'll show you guys a little experience or something like that. Things that you can never find online, quite honestly. But building that network and relationship with your suppliers, amazing. And it's hard. By the way, it's freaking hard because most of these suppliers are Chinese or there's a language barrier. But if you fight through going through 20, 30, 40, 50 suppliers, I mean, not saying that after 50 suppliers you'll find someone that's great, but it's just really about like repeating and being like, I'm, you just got to keep going to be successful. And it could be a lot of hours. But yeah,
yeah,
that's very valuable. I mean, a lot of the products I test right now are just specifically engineered the way I wanted to. But I don't recommend this for everybody, by the way, because it costs a little bit more capital, or you have to have stuff that beginners just simply don't have access to.
yeah.
So yeah,
That and one other thing that really worked for me is I have a really strong customer service team. So like
so
I'll
true.
give you some of my customers who wanted to cancel orders, we actually converted them to repeat customers. So that itself shows how
What
important
have you
I
been
know.
doing? Have you been doing in-store credit, or do you just automatically refund them?
So we before we refund, we'll say that we'll refund them, and then we'll hold the conversation and we'll personalize everything. So, for example, obviously I can't reveal too much, but I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm in the baby, I'm not, but let's say I'm in the baby niche, right? And then
Yeah.
someone orders a product, so and they want to cancel it or refund, then we'll be like, okay, yeah, we'll refund this, but give loads and hugs and kisses to your little one. We really hoped that he would have liked our product, but maybe on another day. Just
Great
make it very
example. Yeah,
nice.
great example to show that you
Yeah.
actually give a crap. Um,
Yeah. So
yeah,
when you say it, they
yeah.
usually get back with more questions. And when you answer that with more personalized replies, boom, that's it. They're going to be your customer for life, man. I mean, it's just building a brand and building you can still drop ship like I still drop ship. I don't have my own warehouse here in the US. I do have USA shipping, but I don't have my own warehouse.
Right. And I might be showing you, we'll talk on another conversation of what I've been doing and maybe that helps you out a little bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
great. You have US suppliers or US um, fulfillment.
Yeah, fulfillment
Yeah.
centers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I strongly believe in customer service because a lot of people think of customer service as I have three employees. I pay them all three, four, five, $6 an hour, and they're just another expense. So as a business owner, a lot of people or a lot of accountants feel like, why the fuck do I need to spend money on this thing. This thing's not making me any money. I should be putting this money into ads. But
Yeah.
it's the full picture. You need to make sure that everything's working well. And making a lot of money, a lot of people think, let me restart that. Making a lot of money comes from like providing a good amount of value as well. And not just offering amazing product, but just giving something amazing like the Apple brand. Like the Apple brand, like a lot of us just buy the iPhone because we love it. It's we just love it. We love the story that was made around it. But yeah, my point is customer service is very important, and I see a little bit too many people undervaluing that, and it's a shame because if you don't manage that, you will have high chargebacks, and you do not want to go into the realm of bad chargebacks. You have to go through so many payment processors, verifications, and these could just be months that you could have been making money ethically or better, or just like treating your customers better. Um, so I'm glad you think long term like that because a lot of people don't. Um, and you have to end up going through so many different avenues. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but phew, this has been a long convo and it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a hell of a journey, man. I mean, I still remember the first day when it all started, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
been one
I
of
remember the first few weeks, month. It
yeah,
was definitely rough because it's just starting from the bottom. And when you're starting from the bottom, you need to really keep learning, understand, fail, learn, and then you might start earning a little bit.
yeah.
Um,
More than anything, like I invested every penny that I had in your team, so I was like, all right, this has to work. There is no other way, right? So
yeah, I'm glad
it
you
was
trusted us because
yeah,
we don't accept too many people, and our fees are not the cheapest. Um, but quality is what we're known for, and I've been building my Instagram, my reputation just around giving high quality stuff. And by the way, I need to ship you out one of these. These I don't sell, like the billionaire in the making.
yeah,
I made this a while back because I actually wanted to start a entrepreneur brand. But I realized that I didn't want to sell this. I want to give it out
yeah,
as a reward, and I
yeah,
might come up with more rewards. And by the way, I'm coming up with like I have this like really weird group chat and right now, but I'll be compiling all the students that have done well
mhm,
um, into a group chat. So I'm gonna be probably planning a trip. Maybe you'll join. Most likely it's gonna be probably like Hawaii or Maldives or something. We just all shoot a video, have fun, enjoy, mastermind, and who knows, you might just meet someone else that you like
yeah,
working with, and you might learn little things that they do in email marketing. Who
yeah.
knows? But I found these things pretty valuable. But shoot me a text later, and I'll send you one of these.
All right,
Because these I don't really, yeah, yeah, never. I don't sell it. Yeah, people always ask me where the hell do you get it? And I'm like, yeah, I don't sell this or any of the other clothes I wear. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to meet you in like 5 days, man. Because it's crazy. It's crazy how
yeah,
close. But
definitely.
yeah, guys, as always, if you guys have any questions, just shoot them down in the comment section below. And if you have any private questions, feel free to just reach out. You can reach out to Vijay. And if you want to be either Vijay's student or mine, you don't need to. By the way, this isn't really a sales video, but this is more of just something that we offer. But let me know. Fill out the application, and if you do qualify, then we'll try to make some time and try to figure something out with you. Um, but yeah, this has been a very long interview. And
Yeah,
yeah, the other
yeah,
thing,
man.
guys, just do me one quick favor, guys. You guys don't even need to like this video. If you guys don't want to subscribe, don't. I don't really care about that. But tell me what you guys want to see more in this channel because I don't want to be like the next Tai Lopez. I'm not here to sell a course, and I want to be here to build something that's fun, something that's whenever I drop a video, you guys are excited. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the comment section. I'll see you guys in DMs, and you guys have an amazing day. Peace.
Yeah. All right.